So today we will start with our file operations. Okay. So file operation mainly dealing with my text files. Okay. And we will try to cover different reading modes. Okay. And different operations on my txt files mainly. Okay. So main thing, before you do any file operation, first thing you need to do, you need to open your file. First thing, right? Now in my Python, I have various modes to open my file. Okay, and those are read modes. Okay, read plus mode. I have write mode, write plus mode. I have append mode and append plus. Okay, now let's start with this. Okay, so how to open my file? Okay, so your syntax is open. Okay, then file name with extension, comma, the mode in which you want to open your file. Okay, now the file should be in same directory, that is one condition. Okay, and we will see the another variation also. Okay, so let me just, okay, so this is the file I have created one test file. Okay, what I'll do in my Sublime text, I'll just say test file dot txt. Okay, now in order to use this file and perform some operation, I need one handle variable for this. Okay, so I'm just creating one user defined variable, that is I'm calling it as a handle. Okay, so I'm opening my file and I'm assigning a handle. Let's just run this much only. If it's giving any error, finished, no errors. Okay, now let's say our first function. Okay, that is my read. For that, you will do handle dot read. Okay, so you will be using the reference which you're using to deal with this particular file. Okay, so this handle dot read. Okay, I'll just set this much. All right, and let's see what gives. Okay, so I'm just printing my file. So you, okay, so we are printing from start of the file and to the end of the file. Right. Now, one thing to notice here is this is my read function. So what this read function will do, read entire file from start to end. Okay, till end of the file. Okay, now it takes one more argument, that is if I pass, let's say 10. Okay, I'm saving it, I'm running it again. So what it will do, it will read exactly the same number of characters which you have specified. It will start from the first and it will run the 10 characters only.
10 characters. Okay.
Now let's try to do the same thing again. Okay. So let's see. Let's understand 11. Okay. Okay, so I'm taking one handle variable. I'm opening it using my open function. I'm specifying my mode of opening the file. Okay. Then I used so using this reference, I'm using a read function. Okay, so if I specify the number of characters, it will read exactly same number of characters starting from my start of my file. Right now, what happens is once you start reading it, okay, it so there's a file pointer. So we started from here. It will read the 11 character and it will stop there only. Okay, so after this, my file pointer is here. Okay. Now whenever you again specify your read command, it will again start reading from that point only. Okay, where your cursor position is. Okay. Now, if you want to get the current cursor position, okay, so I have a function handle that. Mhm. Does not take any argument, nothing. It will just tell you the position of the cursor. Okay. So initially the cursor position was 11. Okay. After this read, okay, then it printed the file content. Then again you said a read command. Okay. So it printed it, and then you printed the cursor position, that is 22. That is another 11 characters. Let's try this. Yeah. Okay. Now let's see something interesting. Okay. So I commented this thing. Okay. Now I'm using read function. What my read function will do, it will read the entire file, right? So which means after my read, my file pointer will be at last position. Cursor will be at last, and there will be nothing to read after this, right? What I'm saying, again read the file. Okay. All right. Let's comment it. Okay. So I need a position, and I'll need a file content. Okay. Now here also. I'm copying this. Let's paste it here. So I read the entire file. I printed the cursor position, content, and then I'm again telling to read the file. Now let's see what happens. So It was at my last position, that is 166. Okay, so file content. Then whenever you again specified the handle dot read, there was nothing to read. It was already at the end of the file. Okay, so that's why again when you did handle dot tell, it returned the same value, that is 166, and there's nothing printed for my file content because there's nothing in which so my file content can read. Okay, now let's say if I want to move it back to start. Okay, so I have function handle dot seek. Okay, I'll just tell you that. And now again adding this command to read the print my file content. Let me make it clear. I just add okay. Here. So you executed first read function, which completed reading from start to end, and then it printed reading completed. Okay. Then you specified read again, and you print handle.tell, but there was nothing to it. That's why it printed 166. Okay. Now you have done handle.seek. Okay. So what is that seek function will do? It is used to move my cursor position. Okay. Now let me just again print it my cursor position. Okay, so it moved to start of my file. Okay, and then you are reading again, which will read again, and it will print the exact file content. Okay, now my seek function, right? So seek function, the first argument is the number of characters which you want to move. Okay, and the second argument from where. 0 is my start of my file. Okay, if you want to at the end of your file, you will say 0, 2. Okay, and if you want to move from current position, you will say 0, 5. Okay, so 0, 1 is my current position, 0, 2 is my end of my file, and when I say 0, 0, that is my start of my file. Okay, so this is my read function. Okay, now one more thing. So I'm reading my file content in this variable, right? Now let's try to type what is the data type of this. So I'm using my simple type function, file content. Okay. This is my string. So my read function will read file from start to end, and it will return me a string. Okay. Now let's see some of the variations. I'm just commenting this out. I'm commenting this also. So I'm just opening my file now. Okay. I need this. I am coming this and print my file content. Okay. That's my print function. Okay. So my read line will at a time will exactly read the single line. Okay, so this you can use, like you can start using a while loop. Okay, and you can read line by line. Okay, now let's again check the type of data. So it is again returning your string. Okay, but this is just a single line of your type. Okay, now read line. Okay, what is the difference?
Return the string list. So, okay. If you have to write till the end of file, and to each line character slash and character, that is one line. Okay. Okay. ये हर एक लाइन को उठा के एक इंडेक्स में लगा दिया.
Exactly.
Easy हो गया इसको actually.
Exactly. So if I, so what it did, it started reading from first to last. Okay, each line it added as a element in my list. Okay, so my each line is as a at one index in my list, and this will return me list. So my read function will just read from start to end, and it will return me the string. My read lines will read from start to end, and it will add each line as an element of a list. Okay, now if I just say as it's a list, which means I can perform all my list operation on this particular list, right? Now let's try to print 5% of 1 instead of entire. Okay, simple enough. Clear? Yeah.
अगर हम लोग ये लिस्ट को आइटरेट कर रहे हैं तो अगर वो स्लैश में कैरेक्टर को कंसीडर करना पड़ेगा नहीं करना.
Here also it didn't print your action, right? That is the default. Don't worry about that. Okay. So yeah, try this.
number. Wait, seek my question. This 0, 2 you said it should be end of range.
It will move the end.
End of it. So 0, 2 वहाँ तो आपका character है.
That 0 is number of characters from given to move. Okay.
So suppose कि ये मैं last में.
Yeah, you cannot move to right, but try giving negative index.
So if I know the number of characters in line, I can move to the front of line.
Right?
आपने सीख बोला और रीड लाइन बोला और कुछ नहीं बोला.
Read lines.
अच्छा इसमें क्या स्मॉल ही रहेगा.
So this is my read. Okay, my simple read mode, right? Now let's talk about write. Okay, so in order to open your file in my write mode, I'll specify W. Okay, now I just comment it again. Okay, so here I go for, let's make another file, test file one. Okay, so once you run this, okay, and if I go back to the directory, you will see that file is created. Okay, so for my read, my file should be already present, but in case of if I open my file in my write mode, it will, if the file is not present, it will create a new file, right? Okay, so main thing in reading, so I was specifying something in my file and I was trying to read. Okay, now let's do the opposite. Let's say this is string. Let's say this is my sample write string, right? And now let's try to write this. Okay, so similarly again I have taken a handle variable. Okay, so I'll just say handle dot write, right? Finished. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the file and let's check if there's something that there's a string. Okay, now one more thing. So I have written a line. Okay, string. Let's say I'm changing the string now. Let's correct this error. Okay, first let me close that file. Control S, Control T. Okay, now let's open it. What is the difference?
Override करके.
Exactly. So there is only one line present in my file. My first line is not present. Okay. So the moment you open your file in the write mode, okay, first it will delete everything from your file. Okay. And whatever you will provide in my write statement, it will start writing it. Okay. After the write function, obviously. Okay. The main concept is the moment I open it in W mode, the earlier content is gone. Okay. Now one more thing. Okay. So I have written a statement. Okay, fine. I have written that into my file. Okay. Now let's try to read this function. Okay, how I'll read it?
Handle dot open.
I have my handle, right? I want to read the same file, right? Right? So file content handle dot read, right? Ideally this should start reading from first to last, right? Let me try to print file content. Do you think it will work?
It should not write.
Right?
Because we are in write mode.
Okay. So it will say unsupported operation not readable. Okay. As you are in write mode, it will just allow you to read your file. Write your file. Okay. Now the second variation of this is my W plus. Okay. Now I save my file. Okay. We run it. Now tell me why it's not printing. Okay. So the moment you said write S, so it started from here and it went here. So at end of this right, your cursor position is at last. And now if you forgot to make the pointer to start of the file, it will try to read from here only. But this is my end of the file. There's nothing to read after this, right? That's why it was printing blank at the start. So what I did, I just moved my cursor back to 0, and I started writing file content handling for tree. Right? Now let's see some of the more operations. Let's say after this you did s1 is equals to line 2. Okay. After first, right. Okay. Now my file pointer is at last. Right. Okay. Now let's check the file.
This one became
Oh, all right. So what I'll do, I'll just handle dot right as well. Okay. So my cursor position was at last, and then I'm saying right. Okay. So it was written into that file, and once I'm using this, I reading it again, right? So it's printing line 2 after. Now keep in mind, whenever you're writing a file, you have to provide the slash. Okay. Right. Now one more thing. I wrote my first line. I took another string s1. Okay. I'm making my cursor position to start, and now I'm reading it again. Okay. Okay. So line 2 after first.
okay.
So what it did, so this is my line, right? So it started writing this line 2 after my first write. Okay. It printed slash n. Okay. And then whatever was remaining, it's still there. Okay. It just, okay, let's run this. Okay. So this much part will be overwritten, and this you can see. Okay. So this is my write and write plus mode. Okay. Now let's see read plus mode. Okay. So what is the difference between my read and write plus?
Like if programming multiple files handle the separate.
Just we have to do this for each file. You use different different. But now this delta 0. Right.
हाँ राइट किया फिर हमने अगर सीख करना है तो फिर वो तो वापस से शुरुआत से राइट होगा
Yes.
शुरुआत से राइट होगा टिल द पॉइंट इट मैचेस
This matches this. Yeah.
करना पड़ेगा 0 में, वरना वो वहीं से रीड करेगा।
Okay. Now in my right also I have my variations of right line and right lines. Okay. And it will work the exact same way. So what it will do? It will
In right operation, right plus.
right line. Okay. So it works the exact same way. So in read line, so in right line, you just pass this string and it will add it into your file as a line, right?
So we don't need this.
Yeah. And in right lines, you will pass the list.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Okay. Nothing different in that. Alright. Now let's see what is the difference between my read plus and my write plus. Okay. So my write plus is write plus read. Okay. My read plus is read plus write. Both are same or different?
Read plus. When we do write plus, it will first read whatever it is there. We have to write something, then only we can read. But in read plus, we don't need, so we can, even if nothing is there, we can read something before writing.
Exactly. So in my read plus mode, I can read before writing it. Okay. But the moment I open my file in W plus, it works as the same as my W. It will flush away everything. So in order to read it, you have to first write something into your file and then only you can read it. Okay. So read and write operations are allowed in both, but if I open my file in a write plus and if I perform a read operation first, there will be nothing to read from. Okay. So let's open a file in our read plus mode. So this file is in read plus mode. Okay. So earlier we have written something in that file. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I am reading the file first.
But in read plus mode, it won't delete everything. Like in write plus mode, it will delete everything.
Yeah, that is the main thing. So I'm copying my read commands and okay. So I defined a handle here. Okay. I'm doing handle.read. So it will read the entire file and just print the content. Okay. Now here something after read. Right. Now let's write this file. So I'm doing handle.write. For now let's comment this. Right, and let's again try to read it. Okay. Let's see what we get. Okay. I'll just add another print statement here. So I'm writing this. I'm looking here. Okay. So what's happening? So you specify the read command. Okay. That's why it's reading the file. Right. It's printing a file. Right. Now you specified the write operation, okay, and you made a C equal 0. So where is this writing is at end of your file, right? After read, now it's again reading it and printing the content. Right, yes, handle.c, right?
After string execution, to if we add a new line or it add itself.
Which one? Yeah, we added a new line. We added it. That's right.
After read, that's added. No.
So this is something I'm writing in my right. I'm reading the file. I'm assigning one string with a slash. Okay.
So this slashing will go after the string, not before the string. No, my question is after execution too, there is another line.
Yeah.
So that line we added before or it got added by itself?
It got added by itself. This is not end of the file and again. Let's find out using my tell function. Right? So I'm like my file content dot read, right? Let's print handle dot tell. Okay. You can get the content of file. Let's read this. Right? I have some everything in this. Let me print LVM of file content also. Okay. So let's just say okay. So I'm doing handle.tell before reading it. Before reading it, I'm going. Let's do this after also, right? Okay. So initially it was 0, then it went to the 74. Okay. Then if I calculate the number of characters, I'm getting 72. So it's adding slash
n by
yeah.
itself.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm writing it. So in my write plus read plus mode, I can read it first, write it, and then again I can read it.
But in read plus mode, I can write and then read also.
In
read plus mode, I
yeah,
can
that's
write.
what I'm doing. Right? I'm reading it first.
No, I can write it first and then.
Yeah.
But it won't override. Like it won't delete everything which is written.
No. So here I'm just opening in read plus mode.
But all the files have to be in the same directory.
No. It can be different. It can be different.
Okay. You and character is only the only gets added in right plus mode or in every mode.
Okay. Now the last one. Okay. So in my read and my write, okay. When I open my file cursor, my file pointer is at start, right? That's why whenever I start writing for doing 600 or directly start writing, that will start from my zero position, right? Now I have another mode that is my append mode. Okay. So for my append mode, my end of file pointer, my file pointer will start from end of file. Okay. And the append plus version is append and read. Okay. So in append, I can just write after end of the file, the existing end of the file.
Only that.
Yeah, yeah. In append plus, I can again append plus means append plus read. Okay. Now let's try directly append plus because append is exactly similar to this. All right. For that, what I'll do, I'll just create another new file. Okay. So I should have created there. Okay. Now just guys tell me the differences. Test file. Right. Uh, so let's make this file test file 2. Okay. And opening this in append plus. Okay. Now let's try to do the same thing. So this is my handle.tell. Let's start reading it again. Tell. Just remove this. then this is S, then you are writing, you have your C again to 0 to repeat it. Okay, looks good. Now let's tell me the differences. Okay, so what is happening? Let's go line by line. Okay, so function dot tell.
That is it. Okay, to the end of file.
Uh-huh.
So file content read, but it has nothing to read.
Uh-huh.
So it is a positive at end of file.
Exactly.
So again it came to 73.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I printed null.
Exactly. So as this is append mode, my file pointer, my cursor position will be 0, 0, right? Then you have a write command. Okay. You made your 0, 0. Okay. And
It is
then
an append mode, so cursor position will be at 0, 2, right?
cursor position exactly.
0.
Exactly. So even if I specify 0, 0, so my cursor position for write it cannot delete the override existing. So in my write mode, whenever I was doing 0, 0, it will start overwriting this, right? Existing file 1, existing file 1, right? But in my append mode, it is writing at the end of my file. Okay?
But here we have to add new line explicitly.
Yeah. I have added it. This is equal to after.
The last line is to nail in
Alright. Now the only thing is, in this case, if I run my program again and again, the file sizes are increased. Okay. So this is my append, right? Let's take one sample program. Let's add any string to your file. Okay. Let's say Python sample string. Okay. Now search for your vowels. Okay. Convert them to the capital letters. Right. And add it to the end. So I want original string also, and at the end of this, after this, I want new string also.
So that can be a combination of AEI, continuously. So like you don't want unique, you want like
any vowel, just convert it to the capital letters, but I want entire string at last. So my output should be PYTH. O should be capital, E should be capital, I should be capital, right? Whatever. E should be capital. Okay. So I want the original small string, and at end of this, I want exact this capitalized.
Okay. But another difference in read plus and write plus is in read plus with the file should be created, but in write plus you can create any file.
Yeah, it's applied to anywhere. Only read is the only mode in which checks for the file present or not.
Okay.
In
That's
read
all
plus
modes,
write, it will create the file.
even append.
Yeah.
Right plus only more than no such private dictionary. Yeah, right plus only more than no such private dictionary.
Exactly.
Sorry, read plus, read plus. Okay. Read plus. Read plus.
Right plus.
नहीं वो तो ऑलरेडी क्रिएट हो गया तो स्ट्रिंग क्रिएट करना होगा
अच्छा नहीं
मैंने एक टेक्स्ट क्रिएट करना होगा तो वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं टेक्स्ट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं
Yeah. File count read is equal to flashing. File count So this is my entire file operation, right? So today we cover my read, right? This is my, so we covered read, write and append. So I have 4 modes for each. Read is read and read plus, write and write plus, append and append plus, right? So after this we have covered functions like tell, like see, right? Then for variations we covered like read line, read lines. Okay. Similar to this is my write and write lines also. Nothing new. Write line and write line. Okay. So and if I want to read this specific number of characters using this, I can just specify my number of characters. Right. So that's all for file operation. Okay. We will have another class for XML and JSON processing. So once we cover the important topics of basic classes and objects and regular expression now, we will have one class for XML and JSON file processing. Okay. Which is because JSON processing is really important in web development and all the things. Okay? So we'll cover that also. Okay. So we'll stop here for today.